Hey guys, welcome to another tutorial by your boy Jared B. Now currently we're in a new setup, as you can see, because I'm actually going to be live streaming every Monday. This video is probably coming out right after my first live stream, so if you haven't checked it out, there will be a playlist where you can check it out because I have to keep them unlisted not to fuck up my whole thumbnail system that's going on. Either way, this is going to be a quick one. We're going to be going over Art Geo Node effects and basically doing some cool things with geonodes, using the Art Modifier and creating a cool look, kind of going over some like artistic, anime-like, arcane-like, stylistic NPR rendering-like effects. I hope you like the new setup. I actually get to have my good microphone over here as well as my actual camera. So first, what we're gonna do is we're going to open up Blender. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna open up Blender, simple as that, normal stuff. What we are going to be making essentially is this effect. I have it saved actually as one of my things. And you can kind of get an oversight of basically what's going on here. You'll be able to make this little ball of mushed together paint strokes, which these are the assets over here, and you will be able to change the amount that this animation can go to. So we're gonna change this to maybe 20, which is gonna be slower, have this set at 0 or just no division, and have it be ridiculously fast, or divided by 2 to give it like a 12 FPS look. So we're gonna be doing that. You're gonna be able to change different values, scale max, actual density of these, so you can have some like kind of minute details, a bunch of stuff like that. We're gonna actually start with this setup here. Reason why is because I don't want to set these up. Basically all you need to do is download some paint stroke brushes. So basically we can go to images and you can find some like nice ones here, and you're gonna have to just kind of edit them, make them transparent, and then import them as an image as plane. It's very simple. What I also did was I ran them through a color ramp in the shader node, so that way I can create different looks and colors of the paint strokes, because these were black and white images originally. So this was just a much easier way of setting something like that up. Now we're gonna have all of those brushes saved into an asset collection. I named it brushstroke assets, and once you have that, you are pretty much ready to go, and we can start doing the whole Geo Node setup. So for the Geo Node setup, we're going to just put in an icosphere, something simple. Let's scale it up a little bit, apply the scale, and shade smooth. So now that we have this, what we're going to do is we're going to pull up the Geo Node editor. We're going to create a new Geo Node. We essentially want all of these to be distributed all over, so what you're going to need to use is a distribute points on faces. Very simple. You're not going to see anything, obviously, and that's fine. We're actually going to join geometry as well right now, so we can see. So now you can see all the points. Let's grab this density socket and bring it in, so that way we can control it out here if we really want to in your modifier section. And then what we're going to need to do from there is we're going to instance on points. This is a very simple setup. So once you do this, you're going to actually drag in your brushstroke assets. You can just click the selection or click the collection and drag it in. Make sure to hit separate children and reset children and plug that into your instances. Now, as you can see, they're very stacked in like one direction. It's a very easy fix. You're going to grab the rotation or the normal. I don't know the full difference between the two, but grab the normal and plug that into the rotation. Actually, grab the rotation. Rotation works better. So this will actually face the actual rotation of everything. So now if we go here, you can see everything's layered properly. The other thing you're going to want to do is click pick instances, which will now randomize your selection here. And as you can see, we now have a bunch. And as you stack them too much, you can see it gets a little weird looking, but play around with this as you will. So now that we have that, we're going to randomize the scale. This is also really easy. We're going to apply a random value node and put that into the scale. Have maybe have it set to 1 to 1 for now, and then plug both of these nuts into the socket. So that way you can now control all the base values and really start randomizing it. Now, you might be wondering, how do I randomize the movement and how do I get that like animation look where it kind of flickers around and almost acts like legit paint strokes? This is even easier, surprisingly. You're going to want to grab the seed value and bring it into your socket, and all you have to do is play around with the seed. The seed is going to determine the randomness here. And for an easy selection, we're going to add in a driver. So we're going to do hashtag frame divided by whatever number. If you just do hashtag frame, it's going to change every single frame, and that might be too fast. But what we're going to do... what we're going to do is we're going to divide by 2 to make it 12 FPS, essentially. So now it's moving every 2 frames. We can have this go by 3s and stuff like that. And now, as you can see, we have the effect. This is very simple. It's a very simple way of going about the whole thing. You can change the density, the scale, all that stuff, and there's probably a bunch more things you could do with it, but this is generally all you need in terms of doing this. All right, now let's do the line art modifier. We're gonna do this one really quickly. All right, now let's do the line art modifier. This is actually going to be done very easily, very quickly. Not a whole lot of steps that actually go into making something like this, and show you some cool ways to make it very scribbly and things like that. So let's get into it. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna delete all this because I don't care about it. And what we're gonna need is, let's get some geometry that could be fun to work with. Let's just use Suzanne as an example. I'm going to subdivide and shade smooth. And what we're gonna need to do for the line art modifier to work is we're gonna need to set up a camera. So let's set up a camera, and I'm just gonna make this 1080 by 1080 to get a square look. Now that we have that, we can kind of position her. Now we're ready to start actually doing the line art effect. To do the line art effect, what you're going to need to add is a grease pencil stroke. This is what it gives you. You can leave it there or you can move it to the side, doesn't matter, it's not going to show up in the end result. But what you're going to want to do next is go to your modifier settings for the stroke, and then go add modifier line art. So from here, what we can do is change the source type to either a full collection, so you can apply this to a whole scene if you want to, or a multitude of objects, or you could just do a singular object. We're going to do an object for now, but it works the same way. So let's just click object and select Suzanne here. Then we can change the layer mode to lines or colors. I don't think there's really a difference, and we're going to select black. And as you can see, it is now drawn. But if we move away from the camera, you can see it's all weird. You have to be in camera view. It is going to render this based off of where the camera is. So if she moves, this will actually auto update if we rotate it around based on the camera movement, right? But it's a cool effect, and this is a good way to do some sort of like cartoony stuff. And we'll go into using like maybe like a toon shaded look mixed with this as well, because why not? But what we're gonna do is you can go to style, change the thickness of this, get like almost emote like looks, which I do have to make emotes. If you want to make emotes for me, let me know. Yeah, so basically that is it for the actual line art stuff. The only thing you have to do now, if you want to create some sort of glitchy or like scribble-like effects with this, is you're going to need to add more modifiers. So what you're gonna wanna do is add a noise modifier. So now if we add this noise modifier, as you can see, if we play it, it jiggles around. So I don't know exactly what's going on here. For some reason my thing is just disappearing at the beginning of like before frame like 109. I don't know if I've turned something that has done this to me. I don't know what's going on there, but it doesn't matter. We can still kind of run with this. So we'll just set this to 110. If this happens to you, I don't know the cause. This normally doesn't happen to me. But yeah, so anyways, just add a noise modifier, and as you can see, it jiggles around. It's very easy, nice and easy and stuff. And then from there, you can adjust the position so you can have it really wonk out, really like not wonk out. And normally like having it like do like a slight jiggle is probably the move. So maybe like 0.1 is probably the move to go. I don't really know what you want to do here. You can adjust the strength, which is pretty much going to add some sort of like opacity stuff to it, which might be cool. I'm not a super big fan, so this kind of indicates like stroke hardness and stuff like that. You can also adjust the thickness here, so it can randomize the thickness of certain things. You can even see it over here on this edge part, but that might be a cool effect you want to do. I'm going to turn down the strength because I don't really like the opacity thing, but the thickness we can probably get away with doing some stuff. Then from there you can adjust the noise scale, which as you can see really like makes it feel more organic on the actual strokes. So that could be also really cool. You can have randomized steps. So I don't necessarily remember what this does. I think, oh yeah, this is sort of your frame rate here. So you can have it on 4s, on 1s, kind of whatever you want to do here. I don't know what any of these do, don't ask me, but this is a general way of getting that line art effect. And now for a little shader effect that we can do, let's add a sunlight. Let's get a nice like edge lighting. This is going to be kind of a callback to my Ghibli tutorial, my Ghibli tree tutorial. So if you've watched that, you'll probably know some stuff that's happening here. But what we're going to be doing is adding some lights, one with an edge highlight and one that's just like a normal light. And from there, I'm also going to turn off overlays because we don't need them on. We're going to add a shader to RGB, then a color ramp. Set that color ramp from linear to constant, and now we have ourselves basically the full result here. Depending on like how far you want to go, you could keep shadows there if you want. This might be like a cool effect if you want it, but we're gonna just turn it off for now, and do like this kind of three-toned shaded type of thing. And then we can just change the colors here. I don't know what you want. You could do a whole lot, honestly, with the colors and stuff, depending on like the route you're trying to go. But this is a really cool way of getting like a very cool, weird shader effect, which you can obviously turn around. You could also maybe go into viewport display and just kind of scan your objects. So yeah, this is a really cool effect. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was a very quick one for me. Honestly, I was recording this to test all this stuff out with the whole new setup, seeing mic quality, all that, because it's a little bit new, setting this up to my actual computer, including my camera that is now externally powered, instead of using my laptop, which is what I was using before and having a whole weird system. But this is a little bit more sustainable for me and a little bit easier to set up, and I get full quality. You get camera and you get mic. Win-win, son. I know this is a little weird one, but expect lighting to be better because I will be filming more often in the morning. And for streams, the first stream, you'll probably see me record a couple tutorials, which you guys have probably already seen the stream because it happened already. I probably have recorded a couple tutorials, worked on some Chainsaw Man, and did a little speed run. So that was kind of the goal, hopefully. We'll see. Streams after that for the rest of this month are pretty much just going to be some Chainsaw Man work. I might try to talk to some friends and see what they're doing. And we're going to also try to do some other content with you guys. So if you enjoyed, like, subscribe, all that stuff. And if you want to check out the stream, make sure to do so. Also turn on notifications, please. We're on a road to 1,000 so I can monetize these goddamn videos. All right, guys. Peace.